colors, all, trees, and arms.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Art, arms, colors turn, hearts.
Thank you very much. Hey, really quick, as I mentioned earlier, I'm with the military services section for LA Film, and what we do is we really take that chance to, when these veterans, when they separate from active duty and when they're moving to the LA area, that's where we step in. We have a full transition team here, and what we do is we're able to assist them to find housing out here. We help them with their VA benefits. We help them. Awesome. Thank you. Exactly. And that's not for us. That's not for us. That's for these guys. Because for a lot of them, that transition, the challenges come at a lot of different levels. You know, the whole new life, moving to LA by itself is going to be, it's a pretty serious transition. And I'm very fortunate to be part of the team. I work for Amber Scheib. Some of you know her. Can we get a round of applause for Amber, because we wouldn't be here tonight without her. I gotta tell you, she's doing great things. If you haven't had a chance to meet her, please stop by and introduce yourself. I believe she's in a red dress tonight. Hey, and we do these events. We do this event every Veterans Day, and it has grown for those of you that were here for the very first one. It was 4 or 5 director's chairs on the stage, a question and answer, and a little reception at the end. We still wanted to say thanks, and it has now grown to a 2-day full-blown film festival. And it is, I've been part of the whole thing from the beginning, and I can't say I'm more proud of what these guys have done over the last 3 years. At this time, what I'd like to do is I'd like to introduce, I'd like to first of all welcome the inaugural GI Film Festival to the Los Angeles area. And I would like to welcome Laura Law Millett and Brandon Millett. They are the co-founders of the GI Film Festival. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mike. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the official kickoff of GI Film Festival Hollywood, the first annual. This is a very, very exciting moment for us, all of us on the GI Film Festival team. Our home base is Washington, D.C., the nation's capital, but we realize that Los Angeles is the film capital of the world, and we're just thrilled to be able to bring our films right into the heart of Hollywood. Moving forward, we plan to make this event, the GI Film Festival Hollywood, equal in size and influence to the event we have back, our flagship event in Washington, D.C. We've been asked a lot of times about bringing the festival to Hollywood over the years, so why now? It really took finding the right creative partner. And the Los Angeles Film School has been a valued sponsor of the GI Film Festival. But now they are our hosts, and I want to thank Amber Scheib and her entire team, not only for welcoming us, but also for their deep and sincere commitment to military veteran filmmakers. So another round of applause for them. Why not?
For those of you who are joining us for the first time, the GI Film Festival is the first and only military film festival in the United States. Think of us as Sundance for the troops. Our mission is to preserve the stories of the American veterans and to foster a positive image of our men and women in uniform through film and television. And this year was our 6th annual event, and we showcased more than 30 films covering every genre imaginable and covering every branch of service: Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine, and Coast Guards. Some of the genres we cover are comedy, drama, action, romance, and of course those real-life stories of courage and sacrifice. And this weekend, we're going to put the spotlight on some of our award-winning films, while also premiering a selection of brand new films from military filmmaker veterans. And we hope that you'll be able to join us for as many films as your schedule will allow. Given that it's both Veterans Day and the Marine Corps birthday, we feel like it's a perfect way to celebrate our nation's heroes, past and present.
And to help us celebrate tonight, we're pleased to have a very special guest with us representing one of our sponsors, the Gary Sinise Foundation. But first, just a couple of words about Gary Sinise. There's no greater friend to the American military, the U.S. Armed Forces, than Gary Sinise. His philanthropic activities on behalf of the U.S. Armed Forces are legendary, and perhaps most notable, all of those concerts he does all over the world for our troops in harm's way with his Lieutenant Dan Band. He's also played a very significant role in the narrative of the GI Film Festival and a huge part of our success. He came to us in our first year when we were nothing more than a good idea with no track record, and he lent his time and his talent to that festival. And he's been back nearly every year since, and his foundation has been a sponsor of our event, both in DC and then also this Hollywood Film Festival as well. Representing the Gary Sinise Foundation tonight, it's my pleasure to introduce to you actor David James Elliott. David, yeah, go ahead. David's perhaps best known for creating the iconic character of Commander Harmon Rabb Jr. on the highly successful 10-year drama on CBS called JAG. Remember that? David also starred opposite.
Good show.
Well, everyone loves the content. This is great. Definitely in my mind, I know. David also starred opposite Virginia Madsen on ABC's one-hour dramedy Scoundrels, and had a leading role in Jerry Bruckheimer's Close to Home. In 2011, David also had a recurring role in the hit series CSI New York, Gary Sinise's show. On the feature side, David's other credits include The Shrink Is In with Courtney Cox and David Arquette, and the Indie Bed and Breakfast under the direction of Dan Garcia. Now, Dave told me he credits his role on JAG for helping to deepen his appreciation for the U.S. Armed Forces and for all the sacrifices they make on our behalf. And we're very fortunate to have him here with us tonight to help us launch our festival. So please welcome David James Elliott.
Thank you. Gary apologizes, couldn't be here today, he had to work. Gary is a dear friend, and I'm in awe of all the work that he does on behalf of our men and women in uniform. Because I'm here on behalf of the Gary Sinise Foundation, let me just say a little bit about that. For those who don't know, it was officially formed in 2010. And the mission statement is to serve our nation by honoring our defenders, veterans, first responders, their families, and those in need. They do this by creating and supporting unique programs designed to entertain, educate, inspire, strengthen, and build communities. They recently have been partnered with Stephen Siller's Tunnel to Towers Foundation to form Building for America's Bravest. It's a program where they build custom smart homes for our nation's severely wounded veterans, predominantly quadruple and triple amputees returning from wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. So by the end of this year, they will have broken ground or finished 12 smart homes, and next year they hope to do 9 to 10 homes. So that's Gary's an amazing guy. I mean, it's just exhausting if somebody were to sit down and tell you what he does. Imagine actually doing it. He just does not stop. I'm honored to be his friend, and I'm honored to be here, part of a festival that shines a positive light on the military. I had a terrific opportunity to spend 10 years in a program that shone a positive light on our military, and anytime I can be there for our men and women in uniform, I will be. Thank you very much.
Thank you, David. Now, one of the key missions of the GI Film Festival is to recognize entertainers who support American servicemen and women. We have an award which we call the GI Spirit Award, which is presented to an entertainer who embodies the spirit of the American GI in their creative and philanthropic work. Now, Gary Sinise actually received our inaugural GI Spirit Award. Other recipients include actors John Voight, Carrie Turner, Ricky Schroeder, Lou Diamond Phillips, and Joe Mantegna. And tonight, we're going to continue the tradition by presenting the GI Spirit Award to actress Christy Carlson Romano. It is truly a great honor to present this award to Christy tonight. She's accomplished so many things in her life, and all before her 25th birthday. Christy is a stage and film actress. She's also a very talented singer, and she's perhaps best known for her TV sitcom roles on Even Stevens and the voice of Kim Possible. In fact, Christy was the first person to act in 3 Disney Channel projects simultaneously while supplementing her work on Even Stevens. Throughout her teens and early 20s, Christy starred in many movie spectaculars for ABC Family and the Disney Channel, and she has earned countless appearances on MTV and the TNT channels as well. Several years ago, Christy earned her place on the Broadway stage and began work in Disney's long-running production of Beauty and the Beast. That onstage role then led her to other stage work, including Avenue Q, as well as a production of White Lies. However, Christy herself will tell you, over and over again, the most meaningful role that she's had is being a member of the Ambassadors of Hollywood. And for those of you who don't know what the Ambassadors of Hollywood are, they're a support group, and they tour across the United States, they tour overseas, in Southwest Asia and the Middle East, including Christy has been on tours in Afghanistan. So in joining with the distinguished line of recipients of this award, we'd like to present the 2012 GI Spirit Award to Christy Carlson Romano for embodying the spirit of the American GI and creative and philanthropic.
This is my first award that I've ever accepted. I was nominated for an Emmy, but this is amazing. Thank you so much. I have a speech. Sorry, I'll try to make it quick, but you can drink through it. Look, first I want to thank Brennan Millett and Lauren Millett for creating this festival. I would also like to thank the Los Angeles Film School for supporting veterans in their training and employment programs through their military services department. I personally know how important this initiative is, as my fiance was a corporal in the Marines and was deployed to Iraq, and since then has become a screenwriter. He now attends AFI on the GI Bill. What a wonderful thing it is for a veteran to feel like they have an industry to work in once they come home. Also, going to Afghanistan and performing the national anthem for hundreds of soldiers that needed encouragement was one of the highlights of my entire life. When I went to Afghanistan, I didn't know what to expect, and I think that's partly why I went, because like a lot of people, I felt like I didn't know what was going on overseas, and I felt numb to what was happening. When I got there, I was happy to see the strength and commitment that my troops had, whether I was speaking to riflemen or medical specialists, males or females. Each person needed to know that they were making a difference, and I was more than happy to tell them how much we missed them and that we were waiting for them to be able to come home. I got the honor. Thank you. I got the honor of traveling for 10 days, getting closer to the front lines with each touchdown on our Black Hawk, and my patriotism grew. Whether Marines, Army, or Navy, our veterans put their lives on the line so that we can live ours safely. How exciting it is that they may come home and find an industry where they can be trained to be creative and to share their true life stories in a unique way. As I understand, the GI Spirit Award has been given to some incredibly wonderful people, including Gary Sinise. I am more than honored to accept this award and note that I am encouraged to continue to work with veterans and continue to make films that will shed light on veterans' issues with my fiance and our production company. We can only hope that next year we'll be showing our veteran-themed movie, which is currently in pre-production. And, we will definitely be employing as many Los Angeles students, film school students as possible. Thank you for this honor. I'm eternally grateful. And for those of you veterans here, thank you for your service.
Thank you so much, Christy, for being with us tonight. Lastly, I want to introduce a gentleman who's going to be helping the GI Film Festival reach new heights now and in the future. In fact, we have plans in place to partner with this entertainment professional on a new film in television and internet entertainment content projects. I'd like to introduce the chairman of American Way Productions, Mr. Anthony Romano. Please welcome Anthony.
Thank you, Brandon, Laura. I'm very pleased to be here tonight. Just happened to be Anthony Romano as opposed to Christy's dad, which is what usually I get introduced. But we are now involved on the development path with GI Film Festival to make into reality the financial commitment that it takes to take and employ the people who develop the skills, like the students of the LA Film School. So in the next year, we have a very aggressive program of developing at least 2 series for television and probably 2 or 3 movies, the first of which we'll be shooting in the first quarter of this year. And so the reality is taking the talent and putting it to work, and that's what we do. So we're very pleased to have the relationship and honored to be part of it, honored to be part of this evening, and who knows, you all, one of you all, or 2 of you, or 3 of you may be working with us in the future. So thank you again, and good night.
All right, so that wraps the program portion of our reception. We invite you to continue eating and drinking and chatting and having some fun for the next few minutes. And then we're going to take our seats in the theater next door for a screening of the Navy spy thriller, The Red Machine, which received our Founders' Choice Award at the festival this year. Our volunteers are going to help guide the way. Once again, thank you to the Los Angeles Film School, the Gary Sinise Foundation, David James Elliott, and Christy, and Tony, for being with us tonight, and thank you all. So please enjoy the reception, and we'll see you next door in about 15 minutes. Thanks so much.